talk about Colony, Season 1, Episode 10. So you don't know how this thing goes, I pretty much tell a little bit about the episode, and then we kind of talk about the season pretty much as a whole, right? So this pretty much season finale was actually quite a great one, really. Pretty much, now something that actually went down was pretty much after the events of the previous episode where, the Resistance pretty much take the VIP, as they say it in this episode, or one of the hosts, pretty much the city is now on lockdown. Everybody's gunning for it. The hosts are pretty much destroying LA. That's pretty much the whole basis of this thing, right? So some things we actually get to learn pretty much was that Charlie, right? We actually got to see where Charlie was actually at. And Charlie apparently is a part of some like orphan borrowers group, and we actually get to see them kind of like stealing stuff or taking things that's pretty much outside of the walls. And he's in a group, right? And he's like the youngest one of the kids, I believe it is. And we get to learn just small, slight information about that. You can actually trade a gun, because they do find a gun, right? And then one of the girls say that you can actually trade this gun and we could get some food for it. So I'm wondering, okay, so what type of group is actually out there other than Resistance? There's got to be some kind of like group or some type of, I guess you say, colony or whatever, some type of home or whatever for these kids that they're trying to build up or whatever it may be. So that was actually kind of interesting. And that's kind of like what I liked about this episode was that they ended certain storylines, but they also have enough. They try to build up some new ones to carry on for the next season. A lot of shows don't do that much. A couple of other things was that I really did enjoy, personally, the Snyder stuff, right? So Snyder's pretty much out of a job, right? No one pretty much takes this shit. He pretty much stabs Snyder in the back, especially when he'd be like, I'll work something out, whatever the fuck he was saying. He's an idiot. But I did like the Snyder stuff because I think this episode did a good enough job, kind of like the previous episode where Will had to protect him, at making Snyder actually seem like a decent enough guy. So his conversation with his daughter was like the goodbye, and she's a hippie apparently. I did enjoy that conversation because it was a touching thing for the most part, and I think it did show some character growth for Snyder just in general, and you kind of feel sorry that he actually did lose his job. Also, this kind of just struck me really was that in this episode was that I actually just watched it just like 2 days ago, fucking Universal Soldier, right? And you probably know where this is going, but Ali Walker, the chick that plays Helena, is the same chick from Universal Soldier. So I was just like, that makes so much fucking sense. But if you've seen Universal Soldier, that's Ali Walker, the girl in Universal Soldier. Anyway, but I was like happy for that. Some other things that I really did enjoy was the suit, right? So when they kind of find the suit and they try to open it up, I did like that they didn't open it so quickly to the point where it was just like, oh great, now the suit is fucking open. They did actually take their time with it. I thought it was kind of stupid that Katie was just like when Thora Birch was like telling Katie, was like, this is a communication interface. Katie was just like, well, what's that? And I was just like, it's how to communicate. Isn't that kind of obvious what that kind of means? It's like, what? But either way, I did kind of like that. And that was like the first time we actually get to see the kind of like grounded reality world of Colony as we've been seeing, and mixed with finally like the high tech and like the real sci-fi elements of this world kind of like blending together. So I thought that was kind of interesting and add an interesting blend to the mix. Eventually the Resistance kind of has to leave. Eventually like Will kind of finds them or whatever. Katie says go. She kind of like leaves behind or whatever it may be. And the Resistance kind of like leaves, and they have another chance to kind of survive another day. And then Will kind of escapes. He kind of protects Katie. She eventually goes home, and then she realizes nobody's home. But like for Bram, right? Bram's pretty much a big ass idiot because this kid leaves Maddie, right, when they're trying to go inside, for a safe haven, whatever it may be. And then he just walks away, goes with his teacher. Then he goes in the tunnels. They get it fucking arrested, and then it's just like, you're an idiot. And also, I hate his face. I don't know why, but I really hate his face for some reason. He has a block face for some reason. Also, I also thought it was kind of dumb when like Will was just like, where's your mother? To Bram, he's like, I don't know. It's like, tell me. And he found out that he was actually lying. I was just wondering to myself, he'd be like, it took you 10 episodes to finally realize your son was actually fucking lying or whatever it may be. Also, Lizzie, whatever her name is, the babysitter, she's a host. I'm telling you this right now. She's a traitor. She's just weird. She's creepy. She's working with like Nolan now and Maddie, whatever it may be. She's weird. But at the end of this episode, pretty much, Katie pretty much goes home. Nobody's there. She kind of sits and wonders like, where's everybody or whatever it may be. And we see somebody, flicker a camera or whatever it may be watching her. And then I'm just like, okay, so was it a host that was watching her? Was it, who was it actually watching her? Does the host have cameras in all these these houses or whatever, where the host always one step ahead of everyone? So that got me thinking. So for season 2, what I really would like to see, I'm not too sure, but I would like to see Carl Weathers come back. But I'm glad that they actually do have like a lot of interesting things to kind of go on to in the second season. But overall, I really did enjoy the season, and I am interested in season 2. I thought everybody did a good job. But the biggest thing I think we kind of could take away from the season was that Josh Holloway has some very good hair. I mean, like, he must use good conditioner, some good shampoo. But overall, yeah, a very good season. Comment, subscribe, and like. Help me out. Get to 400 subscribers. I'm Chris Smith, and I'm signing out.